A pound of regular ground beef has more than 90 grams of fat. Harvest Burgers for Recipes is fat-free. It's already browned, so you can use it wherever you'd use browned ground beef. And make all your favorite foods a whole lot lower in fat. Want the flavor without the fat? Get all vegetable Harvest Burgers for Recipes. New from Green Giant.
What evil lurks in the heart of an intersection? One never knows. Which is why the LS400 is armed with a bastion of active and passive safety systems. So the forces at bay will remain forces at bay.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success. And at Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Everyone wants color that keeps up with the pace of business. The Xerox DocuColor 40 prints or copies 40 color pages in just 60 seconds. It's an idea a lot of people have been waiting for. The Document Company, Xerox.
People like to go places. The hall, the ball game. That's why we invented cellular. Now we're perfecting more advanced wireless systems, wireless office systems, and even cordless phones. So you can go even more places. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
GE begged me not to exaggerate during this commercial. So I'm just going to say that switching from ordinary bulbs to GE halogen lighting will give you a whiter, crisper, brighter light. I'm not going to say it'll make your home look like new, or, you know, make Junior more presentable, or even make you look younger. Hey, all I'm saying is, you ought to try them. I'm not promising any miracles here, folks, but with the revolutionary GE halogen effect, you'll definitely see a difference.
A lot of people my age set off on cruises around the world. Now, I set off on a second career. Hi, guys. Of course, my Dean Witter broker's impeccable investment advice prepared me for any sort of retirement I chose. And I chose to start over with a business of my own.
Wait a minute, are you sure you're old enough to be here?
That's my idea of a fascinating adventure.
At Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
0.02 of a second. A human eye begins to blink. A hummingbird flicks its wings once. And a sensor in a door frame tells an airbag in a seat to deploy. Because when it comes to your safety, every 100th of a second counts. The 1997 Lexus LS400.
A former president who is a volunteer, Jimmy Carter, right after the station break.
Dateline Tuesday. The ads say government seized property, but some of these auctions have nothing to do with the government.
It's a very big problem, very serious problem.
A hidden camera investigation. Dateline NBC Tuesday.
Prom night. The celebrations begin, but for many teens, it could be their last. How do you stop kids from killing themselves or others? The Family in the 90s, a special edition, NBC Nightly News, Monday.
Money has its own language. We translate. Everen Securities. Our business is making money work.
On the next Access Hollywood.
Goldie has a nice ring that I got her.
Kurt Russell explains that ring. Exclusive interview next Access Hollywood.
Tomorrow night at 6:30 on NBC 5. In Search of Affordable Diamonds. Tonight at 10.
Salama.
Morning.
Buenos días. Alaka.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, everybody. Here's the news from around the world.
Good morning, kids.
אנשים הטובים, ברוכים הבאים.
Guten Morgen. Ich habe deine
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Good morning, Houston. At GE, everything we do to fulfill the promise of a new day.
Every second of every day, there are 3 new mouths in this world to feed. Hundreds of millions more by the year 2000. And the majority of them will be born in countries where malnutrition is already reaching alarming proportions. Right now, the world has the food and the resources to conquer hunger. But it won't happen as long as we continue to look the other way. ADM, supermarket to the world.
At Ford Motor Company, we're experimenting with a backing up warning system, which sends a signal to help you avoid hitting what you can't even see. Sometimes you just have to go backwards to go forward. Ford, quality is job one.
Business is a race. For a head start, the Xerox DocuColor 40 lets you print or copy 40 color pages in just 60 seconds. Because in the business world, the tortoise never wins. The Document Company, Xerox.
His kids are in college. You'd look at him and you'd say, he's got it made. But now it's not about making it, it's about keeping it. You can't assume you're going to coast home from here. He knows that, and his broker must have known it all along. Sure, it's about keeping it, but it's also about enjoying it. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Paine Webber. Invest with more intelligence.
Says here the soybeans your dad and I grow are a rich source of natural vitamin E, which has 36% greater potency than synthetic vitamin E.
Yeah, Grandpa, that's part of my school project, all about soybeans and vitamin E. Look, first you and Dad plant the soybeans in the spring. Then in the fall, you harvest them, and the trucks haul them to the processing plant.
That's where the Archer Daniels Midland Company makes all sorts of things with soybeans, like vegetable oil, margarine, flour.
And about 100 other things.
Oh, yeah, like vitamin E. Enough to supply nearly 450 million people with their recommended daily allowance.
Our teacher says it's more than the whole population of the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
So what else can you tell me about soybeans and vitamin E?
As an extension of the farm, the Archer Daniels Midland Company continues making the most out of what farmers grow.
That's right.
Here's some good advice. Make time to volunteer, because if you give a kid your time, you give a kid a chance.
Monday
Monday on Today, making time for others. Live from the Volunteer Summit in Philadelphia, Katie Couric talks to President Clinton, Colin Powell, and Oprah Winfrey. Monday on Today.
Today, the Heat look to stay hot against the Magic. Then, Shaq and the Lakers battle the Blazers. And in prime time, Michael and the Bulls face the Bullets.
Joe, Speedy Messenger Service just hit a speed bump.
What do you mean? Business is great. The phone's ringing off the hook.
That's exactly why our biggest account is leaving us.
What? I don't understand.
They said they've been having problems getting through to us.
I don't get it. If they couldn't get through, then how'd you find out?
I got a letter this morning. Delivered by their new messenger service.
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Endless meetings in Munich. Difficult clients in Milan and Prague. You get to Delhi, and it's the rainy season. Yet you remember it as an unusually good trip. But then, it wasn't just your usual airline. Most anywhere in the world business takes you, you can experience the attentive, reliable service of Lufthansa. Welcome aboard.
Know the score. Get inside. Committed to sports. Make the commitments. Keep the commitments. NBC 5 News. Committed to Chicago.
If your name's on this list, the government may owe you money. Find out Tuesday at 10.